I'd like to say good morning to Marlene Shillingford. Good morning to you. Good morning to Simone. JL Joseph. Good morning to you. Good morning to Glenda Peters. Julie Polidor. Good morning. Isidore, good morning to you as well. Nelly Felix, good morning. So at this time, I want to play to you or for you the latest update on the fire incident which occurred at the landfill in the tire section. Listen carefully.
The Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation, as of 6 a.m. today, reports that the fire has been partially contained. It is not likely to spread. However, there will be some burning still taking place. Thanks to CR5 for their two water trucks, ODM for their water truck, and the fire service, Ada Trucking, who left the landfill at 5 a.m. this morning. The efforts to completely distinguish the fire will continue at 8 a.m. today, this morning. The Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation admonishes the general public, especially the neighboring communities, to continue to exercise caution.
Let's listen again.
The Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation, as of 6 a.m. today, reports that the fire has been partially contained. It is not likely to spread. However, there will be some burning still taking place. Thanks to CR5 for their two water trucks, ODM for their water truck, and the fire service, Ada Trucking, who left the landfill at 5 a.m. this morning. The efforts to completely distinguish the fire will continue at 8 a.m. today, this morning. The Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation admonishes the general public, especially the neighboring communities, to continue to exercise caution.
And there you have it. So this fire was so big, it required collaboration out of the services offered by Dominica's Fire Service. CR5 came on board with some water trucks as well as ODM and other trucking. We thank them for their bravery. Of course, from what we understand, they are still on the scene trying to get things completely under control. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Ritchie.
Good morning.
My brother, did you hear Miss Rhoda say that they had to bring in the whole cavalry? The whole cavalry, the whole army, they had to bring in.
It was more than they could handle.
All different agencies from all over.
Mm-hmm.
Well, isn't it mandatory that a landfill should have in place more than 20 installed fire hydrants at strategic positions, strategic locations at the landfill? And you see that black suit? That black suit tells me that that was tires. What are tires doing in the landfill? The tires, we should have invested in a tire shredding machine years ago to mix with our asphalt for road repairs. Why do we have to be dumping tires? So the highly flammable toxic materials at the landfill tells me that we have a very poor alert on those highly toxic flammable items like tires. When that black soot gets out in the atmosphere, Who's going to suffer? All of us? A landfill, I'm sure. Am I wrong? Prove me wrong, somebody. Miss Rhoda, please tell me I'm wrong that you have in place at least 20 fire hydrants at strategic locations at the landfill that automatically come on with your hoses, and you have men to man the fire hydrant with all the hoses. Something tells me that was. Don't tell me that you were suspicious of this being acid. Something tells me that was negligent. Something went wrong. And you see how we did an inquiry on a major tragic incident recently? That is calling for another major investigation inquiry. What caused it? So that it will never happen again. Can you imagine how the hospital was bombarded yesterday? The patients with that black suit for bronchitis and asthma, all the asthmatics, all of us downtown. Something is just not right, my brother Richie. God bless.
God bless. Yeah, as you can imagine, many residents, persons living within the vicinity of this black smoke or soot suffered quite a bit. I got a few messages and calls. At some point, persons actually temporarily evacuated their homes because the pollution of the smoke was too much. Caller, you're live.
I do not know what is wrong up there, but when I used to live in Solomon Lane, I used to clean all on the road, and it was Geno that was in charge of the solid waste, and Mr. What is in there? There had a few workers there, I know of them, and they had the trucks and everything. But I can recall after they gave me a certificate, I have one from environment and one from solid waste. And I can recall when my time came, they brought me up to the landfill to show me the entire landfill, how it was. And there was a thing that they call a treadmill. A tread thing, something that they showed me that was there. And they used to take it to quality tires and so on there. And there were many things there. But I do not know what happened after that, what happened right now. But I'm not too sure if by the hospital really gets smoke inside of the hospital. Because I'm living just at the back of it down in the valley. I could see the smell could come, but not the smoke itself did not really come into our home, pass over, but the smell was not very nice. Or no, they have a little thing there.
Yeah.
But then I went to town. When I reached in Solomon Lane again, I went to visit some people. I did not see the smoke coming down that way, anything there. It was up in the air, the wind blowing it going straight down as everybody sees it going. I do not know. But I'm not too sure if it entered inside the hospital or it entered certain places. But I know down in Gotha, in Terrace Street, in Yampis, and up Stock Farm, Penfield, some places got it. But it was up in the air without no fire in it. But that old smoke. So I do not know. Maybe they need to put money together to get the thing and some machines and this thing to work. But I know in my time there, in almost 2019 within there, to 2014 within, the machines were there. So I do not know what is really happening.
All right. Thank you, caller. Good morning. Welcome.
Hi, good morning, Richie Farrell. Before I say anything, I'll make a disclaimer. Richie Farrell and Q95 do not know what I'm about to say, and so they cannot be held responsible for anything that I say. And anybody who has a problem with what I say, please come and sue me. With that said, what I can tell you and what I can prove 100% answering Blue's question about who's listening to you in your meetings and answering Blessing's question about whether they can turn your phone off and on. I'm telling you right now that Flo Dominica are actively engaged in the illegal monitoring and censoring of the internet services and the telecommunication services in the Commonwealth of Dominica.
We while I understand your concern, we can't really allow you to
Okay,
continue.
hold on. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you to verify it. Yeah, the modem that you have in your house, 2 white boxes. The manufacturer of those modems is a company called Sercom. Sercom. The M looks like 2 A's. Okay, go on the website. It looks like a beautiful website, and then scroll to the bottom and read the disclaimer. The disclaimer says that this website is for illustration purposes only. So if it's for illustration purposes only, it means it's a thought, it's a concept. It hasn't been made yet. So the simple question I asked the Dominicans, something that hasn't been made yet, how comes all of you have it in your front rooms in your home? The Sercom modem. Do your research before they close the website. Now they've heard what I've said. And Flow Dominica knows that I'm doing my best to sue them, because you're blocking my communications against the Human Rights Convention. Okay? Check out the modem and then ask Flow, where did they get that modem from?
As it relates, again, as it relates to that, and let me just repeat, we cannot verify that at this present
I said that
time.
At the beginning, Richie.
I know you did, but I have to say it as well. But I understand you may be going through this with the company in question, but these are very strong allegations. In any case, I hope there is an amicable, of course, agreement between the two. But I do wish you all the best. I'm sorry that if this is going on, that it is going on.
Check out the modem. Just check out the modem. Go on their website and you'll see for yourself. Okay.
But
thanks for your troubles, Richie. Yeah.
Yeah, I still hope things are solved amicably. Take care.
I can't solve.
Wow. Some very strong allegations there. Again, let me just repeat that we here at Q95 certainly. Myself, I have not been able to verify this information. If, and that's a big if, what has been said by the caller is true, or there is a resemblance of it, I do hope that an amicable agreement can be reached between the two entities. But we appreciate our sponsors, Dominica, our sponsors for the hot seat, Courts Dominica and Flow Dominica, one of the biggest telecommunications companies on our island. Let's take a break. We'll be back after this. The views expressed during this program are not necessarily those of WISE Q95 FM Radio. WISE Q95 FM Radio has not been able to independently verify the factual correctness or the allegations and statements made during the course of this program and cannot vouch for their accuracy. Therefore, WISE Q95 FM Radio will not accept any responsibility or liability for the statements or allegations made in the course of this program. The views expressed during this program are not necessarily those of WISE Q95 FM Radio. WISE Q95 FM Radio has not been able to independently verify the factual correctness or the allegations and statements made during the course of this program and cannot vouch for their accuracy. Therefore, WISE Q95 FM Radio will not accept any responsibility or liability for the statements or allegations made in the course of this program.
Have the free loans for your every need. Cards have you covered, but believe. Cards Ready Cash, it's for everyone. Not to worry, fast approval. Hurry up and come. We got it all. We undergo. Cards Ready Cash, you already know. We got it all. We undergo, go. Cards Ready Cash, always ready when you're ready. Let's go.
Cards Ready Cash, ready when you are.
Flow's prepaid customers can now unlock big bonus rewards like bonus data, prizes, and more every time you activate a 3-day prepaid plan or launcher. Activate a plan, then scratch to reveal your bonus data. Plus, get points for extra prizes. The more you activate, the more bonus data and prizes you can win. Get in on the big bonus rewards when you activate a prepaid plan. Dial *129# or visit topupflow.com to activate a plan today.
What a wonderful day. It's Tuesday, July 1st, 2025. And this time we're talking fire at the landfill. As it relates to the efforts of the authorities at the Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation and Dominica's Fire Service, Ambulance and Fire Service, ODM, CR5, and other trucking for your efforts so far. We congratulate you. As far as it relates to our resources, and you heard from some of the callers, as far as it relates to resources of the DSWMC being empowered to handle situations like these, there seems to be some need for improvement. Good morning, caller, you're live.
I say love, life, light, healing, joy, gratitude, courage, and sacrifice. Richie, blessings to your family, sir.
Blessings to you, my friend.
Richie, thanks. Receive, accept, right back again. Richie, I do not want to go casting any aspersions or making any allegations to implicate the radio station or nothing like that, Richie. Richie, you know the amount of rain that fell on Saturday? You there with me, sir?
Yeah, I'm there with you. It was a lot of rain, yeah.
They say it was, how we call it, you have the tropical wave. It was a tropical wave, Richie.
Wave, yeah.
Papa, bon Dieu. It's not even a tropical storm or depression or whatnot. Wave. And that was waves there.
Yeah.
I saw people kayaking Portsmouth and everywhere. Roads turned into rivers and people kayaking.
Yeah.
By Monday morning, I'm hearing the landfill is on fire.
Yes, that's correct.
To me, it's illogical. Ridiculously illogical. After all that rain on Saturday, and for Monday, the landfill is on fire, contaminating the whole place. With all these toxins and all that smoke and all that kind of thing there. And for years, it's something you could maybe understand. Maybe you are vagrants, maybe go in there smoking and maybe, scavenging for whatever. But Richie, what that I heard that yesterday, and I read it saying, but with all that rain that fell on Saturday, and the landfill is on fire on Monday, and smoke all over. You getting my argument, Richie?
Yeah, follow you.
To me, that need more than just an explanation. But it's in Dominica, when you hear the investigation is ongoing. It go. That's the end of it. So there will be no investigation. There is just maybe an apology or an explanation why it happened and what is happening, but not why it happened. What's the cause of it and what's the logic in it after all that rain on Saturday and Monday the landfill is on fire? Maybe it is a house, I can understand. A covered area, I can understand. But a landfill so saturated with all the moisture of all the garbage and plus water, maybe it's me that is the one that needs to be investigated, Richie. Have a blessed day, sir.
Boy, oh boy, blessings. But it is very interesting. Some persons are expressing the view that currently they do not believe that the staff not in terms of capacity, let me make that clear, but in relation to the resources available to the technical persons at the DSWMC. Because of those lack of resources and equipment, they are not able to manage waste collection, transportation, of the waste as they should. Waste management is actually a science. And let it be known, and this is confirmed information based on international standards, that an open landfill is really and truly a fire hazard. So to answer your question partially there, Blessings, an open landfill, because of the mixture of some of the gases that's involved in some of the materials that are thrown away and other chemicals, it is a fire hazard. In our tropical environment, heat and moisture decomposition is accelerated. Some professionals are telling me this may happen again because of the conditions being so conducive for it to happen again. And as it relates to that landfill there being a fire hazard, once you add rubber and plastic to methane gas, which is trapped in there, along with all the other garbage, even in the tire section, it's like you're burning kerosene. Caller, good morning.
My brethren, we should all learn to contextualize things rather than in response to what Richie said. Did you listen to the context in which Richie said what he said? Richie, I listened to the response they're talking about the fire hazard with all the gases and all of that. Richie, did the person take into consideration what I add to it? The rain, the deluge, the nasty pour down that had the whole country flooding.
Over the weekend.
All of a sudden, the rain started at the landfill. It is ridiculously illogical. And that is my point of view. It's the person's point of view. But to me, Richie...
Well, they respect your point of view. They was just providing general factual information.
And I understand that. I talk about all the toxins and the gases I did not include, but thanks to the person, because, methane gas can be harvested from landfill, Richie. And, you have all the methane gas from all the decay in A, B, and C, and D, and all of that. Yeah. But what I am just saying, I am not saying it's a sabotage. I would not go. You remember I said I may be the one who needs to be investigated, Richie. But at the same time, to me, it's a little troubling. That's what I'm
I understand why it would trouble you. I understand why. Taking in context the weather pattern in recent times.
Yeah. If it was all true, we have how many weeks of sun and thing, but a day after that deluge, and to tell me a landfill is on fire, to me it annoys my suspicion to the level where I'm swimming in the sea, wondering if a shark is going to bite me on my bed or in the sea. Have a blessed day, sir.
Thank you. Caller, welcome.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thanks God.
But that kind of black smoke I see there.
Yeah.
Even if you have all kind of plastic and all kind of methane and all kind of salt spin and del spin there. To me, that wouldn't result to that kind of a black smoke. That black smoke to me, because from at my home, I don't know if you know where I'm living. I live in Bath Estate, way down by the river. And you could see that black smoke in the air. Look like when tires are being burned somewhere. just tires. You have a pile of tires and you burn them. To me, that's what it was looking like to me.
Yeah.
The kind of black smoke that was coming out there. Other people does no thing that was fire, just catch them by accident. That's not looking like a burning of tires.
Yeah.
And it's burning of tires. Tires are very useful. There's a lot of good things that could be done with tires. Whatever that we have people here that went to school, that studied this and studied that, and yet still they can put what they study into action. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, caller. Good morning and welcome. All right, try calling back. Good morning and welcome.
Yes, good morning, Richie.
Good morning.
Is it that the landfill take all the water that I'm bathing right now and the water just go off on me from Baptist State?
Well, if it just happened, I can confirm for sure, but maybe that may affect the water pressure in the area, because from what I understand, all of the resources as far as water trucking services is focused.
No announcement, nothing. I get taking a bath and water just going like that.
Wow, I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry. Our last caller for this edition of the Hot Seat. Caller, you're live.
Hey, Richie, morning.
Morning, my friend.
Yes, I heard you mention earlier about the person that mentioned about that can happen again. But this situation has happened many times before, you know.
Yeah.
And the people behaving like it's the first time it happened many times before. So that means there is nothing put in place for it not to happen again, because it has happened before. I mean, to the point where it has been for sometimes for days. Not just a day yesterday, it was just yesterday. There are times that burned for actually 2-3 days.
Yeah.
So there seems to be some negligence up there, or maybe that is a way, maybe I just speculating, maybe a way of managing when there are too much tires and they have nothing to do with it. Peter had a nice suggestion. You can use tires to make asphalt stop for the road.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw
exactly.
that.
So how in this country, God-given country, that we have all these gather cans and we have all this company and we cannot have these tires put in some kind of thing to come back into road repairs or road building? I mean, that's a brilliant idea, right?
Well,
there. All over the world.
One is the innovation and the capital. You know, I mean,
besides that, but bro, we have all that, bro. The kind of money we have money using like tissue paper. We should be using it for something else.
Yeah, but it's the will for implementation. How willing are the people who are able to invest in such? You know, how willing are they? And I think now it's more than just a question of a lack of resources, but the willingness to upgrade our waste management and disposal capabilities here in Dominica. It's the private sector and the government. Do they see recycling as something important? Caller, you're live. Please call back. Good morning, caller.
Sir Richie, what I believe they need to do, the same way they get people to help with the custom thing, to teach them certain things. Solid waste, I don't think the people are in solid waste they have much experience. So what they need to do is to get people overseas to come in to show them how to deal with the landfill and deal with the work. Do you understand? Because many things are happening all the time, and then they need to send people to train for that. They need people come overseas, and just as they deal with the custom, they need to get people to deal with these things. Thank you.
Thank you. I suspect we'll have to revisit this topic at suitable time. Waste management. The upgrading of this sector. Even the economic benefits that derive from having an effective waste management system. It benefits the country. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me. My name is Richie Farrell, temporarily sitting in for Matthias Pelte on the hot seat. At 1 p.m., we will have Talk on the Block. You're going to want to tune in. Stay tuned to the big station, Q95 FM.
Cause I'm on my way. KFC delivery is here. Just place your order at www.kfcdominica.com, Facebook or WhatsApp.